Okay, welcome to day 2 on the rat nest removal. I'm going to go ahead and show you where I'm at. And you remember the wires that were hanging down that I said were not the fault of the previous owner. I'm sorry, of the mouse, the rats, of Pepino, our secret little mouse. Well, they weren't, but they were the result of that hulking garbage. You'll see the brand. That crap was installed by, I imagine, I don't know, if it was a professional installer, I'd be pretty disgusted with that individual, because that's what was used to install it. They've butchered the harness, so I'm gonna have to come in here and solder and heat shrink and put all this back together. They've spliced it into the car in a way that compromised the wiring harness. They also did something to this plug, which is the light switch. I'm not exactly sure why. There was nothing, but I'm guessing that there might have been some sort of neon, given the state of that alarm, I'm guessing it was probably some sort of neon like kit or something, because there was a whole bunch of extra buttons and switches inside the console. Let me show you actually. Like the center bezel had some fancy schmancy buttons like that. Don't know what they did because they were already disconnected. And the center garnish, the gauge cluster bezel, if you will, whatever term you like to use, had some of these switches on it. And they were snipped. I didn't have to snip them. And it had that little blinkety-doo right there. I guess that might have been for the Viper alarm. So now is the process of, I still think I want to get the dashboard. I don't know if I need to take the dashboard out. I might. Let's just say it still stinks in there. And it smells pretty bad. And maybe it's just, I've taken cars apart before where it's like it's in the metal. Like you can see where there's rusty metal. When Ford builds these cars, they're all, you know, spare steel, and they go in there, but then over time, just the moisture of the environment that we live in turns them into rust. So this was where the biggest pile of rat poo in the car was right there, and I'm in here and it stinks, and I've sprayed a bunch of stuff. You guys saw the sauces earlier in the episode, so I'm not sure. I'm debating and pulling the dashboard out just to see if I can't clean the stench out of it. That's what we're at when you get these cars sitting out there and you want to get rid of that mouse smell. It's no easy task. There's also, you know, some rust we want to mitigate. We might want to throw a little KBS coat here and over there. More cucarachas are coming out in the dark. We got our traps all laid out. A couple of them are in the tape, which is good. That means there's still a few in here. I have a feeling when I take this dashboard out, they're going to be swirling around all over the place. But this is where we're at with the interior in just a day or so. It stinks. Steering column is out. I'd love to put it back in and just fire up the car and test it, but as you can see, this is our new column. The new, the original clock spring that came out and the ABS clock spring that came out of the original one was in better shape, but this is all this is the action that it wasn't doing. This right here, which tells all sorts of things to happen, and then it starts it. This wasn't moving back, so this is the one we got off of Evil Bay. So that's where I am right now, and once we get this dashboard wiring harness all sorted, I think what I want to do is, because these were cut and spliced, what I think was there was some sort of like light activated garbage in here. I just want to go in here and solder those. I know it works right now because this wasn't a problem, but I don't know, I gotta do it. It's just the way I am, I guess. Then there's some wires hanging out here. Those 2 wires are cut. I have no idea where they go to, but we're gonna find out. And then we're gonna plug them back in. And then we're gonna address this wiring issue where the taillights aren't working because the mouse decided to eat most of this wire. And if I can find a trunk wiring harness, maybe a local pick and pull or something, I might replace that. But the inside is, I mean, it's funny how bad it still stinks, considering most of the stuff that you would normally think that stinks is out. It's just permeated into the plastic and the vinyls, and it's just, I'm kneeling down here pulling all these wires out, and it's rancid. So I think, at least for this episode, I'll leave you guys with this progress. And I just want to say, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and the ones that are still the subscribers that are new, welcome to the channel. And if you guys share this video to other people, apparently that does something for me, I guess. And if you watch it to the end, you don't even have to watch the whole episode. You can just turn it on and then go do the dishes. But the longer you watch it, apparently that works out better for me. So until the next episode on this car, have a good weekend. Well, it's Sunday, so have a good New Year's. Take care.